yours truly, Mr. TALIAFERRO. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to Drizzy Drake, the biggest artist arguably in the game today. His album, mixtape, whatever you want to call it, it's still weird how that project came about. It came out dead smack when I was in the middle of my college career. If you're reading this, it's too late, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting old. That project is now 5 years old today. Congratulations to Drizzy Drake. Please let me know what's your favorite record off that one in the comment box below. Now, as we all celebrate a really good tape, one person is not celebrating something that should be one of his, if not his greatest accomplishment. Quentin Miller. Remember that name? It was brought up a lot in the midst of that Drake and Meek Mill beef. I don't want to go too far in depth with this. You remember the story. Meek Mill got on Twitter one night. He was in his feelings. He admits that he was off of the drugs, the perks specifically. He got on Twitter dissing Drake, saying Drake's got ghostwriters. And I'm guessing this was all about Drake not showing up for a concert that Meek Mill had as soon as he got released from prison. Drake was on Meek's album, but Meek wanted more from Drake. It didn't happen. Meek found out some things through some back channels that Drake had a reference track or two making a couple of his verses. Honestly, Meek thought Drake was dissing him on his own album. That was that Rico record. But between someone, DJ Drama, Cannon, one of them, not saying specifically who, someone told Meek Mill, we know for a fact Drake didn't diss you because he didn't write it. It was a reference track. And again, through some back channels or whatever, the guy who ended up getting the most blame in all this was Quentin Miller, allegedly a guy who worked with music with Drake. Drake claims that it was never about anything like the lyrical stuff, like when he goes at 4 p.m. in Calabasas or 8 p.m. in Toronto, whatever. Drake claims it was only over like melody, melodic type music that he worked with Quentin Miller. He has acknowledged that he knows Quentin Miller and they have some type of history in the past. But anywho, the guy that got blamed through Meek's and Drake's beef is Quentin Miller. Looks like Drama and Cannon are good. Everyone's good, but Quentin Miller. His name got dragged through the mud because everybody looks at him somehow, some way as the bad guy, and his name literally is like a bad word in hip-hop right now. You're the guy that's mixed in Meek Mill and Drake's beef. Well, Meek and Drake are friends again, and Quentin Miller's kind of out of the rap game.
Yo, so, you know, a lot of people have been congratulating me and sending me messages and shit about the 5-year anniversary of If You're Reading This and shit. And, you know, I look on socials and I see, like, producers and, you know, other people that were involved with the artists, and they get to talk about how proud they are of the shit, you know. And, you know, it's different for me. It's pretty much taboo for me to even talk about it, you know. I pretty much try to act like it don't even exist. The biggest project of my entire career, right? And that's pretty strange, but unfortunately, you know, I don't have the good memories about it that everybody has. You know, my good memories were all murdered, you know what I'm saying? Like, the day Meek Mandela, you know, y'all buying that bullshit since he came out of jail, like he's whatever. The day he, you know, put my name out there, you know, and it just blew up my whole spot. And, you know, that shit just fucked everything up for me, bro. And it's so crazy because, man, it not only did it mess that up, but in the confusion of that shit, you know, me and DJ Drama and Cannon, like that whole side, our ties were severed because of that shit, because it was just so much confusion and everybody was trying to find out whose fault was it and this and that. Like, y'all just don't know what them phone calls was like. Y'all just don't know what them text messages was like. Like, y'all don't know what that pressure was like. It was a lot. It was hot. And that's one of the biggest things I regret was fucking up that relationship with them, because in the end, that nigga Drake and Meek, them niggas is best friends now. They watch basketball games and they do shows and shit together, you know? So it's just like, what the fuck was that even for? What the fuck was all of that for? You know, like, all the stress that it caused, you know? And I know everybody else is able to move on because everybody else's careers was established and shit. But my career wasn't established. And I was looking at that, If You're Reading This moment, you know, at the time when I did it, I'm coming not fresh off. you know, 3 years ago I was dropped, and not for my publishing deal, but I was dropped as an artist, and I'm working these bullshit ass jobs. I'm working Publix, I'm working Target, I'm working factories and warehouses, I'm working, you know, different temp agency gigs. And then If You're Eating This came, and it's like, oh shit, my life is about to change, you know. And you know, it's just crazy how the best moment of my life, you know, after a tweet turned into like one of the most stressful moments of my life, you know. So, you know, I envy all the other producers, artists, writers, whatever involved that get to just look at it in a good light, because it wasn't a good light for me. It was hell for me after that shit, you know. And 5 years later, you know, still trying to shake that shit, but it is what it is. Glad y'all enjoyed it. It's whatever, man. I'm trying to move forward. To the music game, labels, artists, whoever, take a chance on me. Take a chance on Quentin Miller, man. Y'all know I do these records. Y'all know I got these records. I could do this shit in my sleep. Take a fucking chance on me, man. Everybody want to kick me to the curb, man. Everybody want me to just play the background, and they just want to just give me ideas for this person, give me ideas for that person. Fuck that shit, man. Give me the opportunity, man. Give me the ball, man. I see a lot of artists out here that I know for a fact I can box with, man. I can box with all these niggas, man. So take a chance on Quentin Miller, man. 2020, new decade, man. This shit's over with, man. Take a chance on me, man. That's it.
I think Quentin Miller makes great points. You know, I think it's unfortunate how the rap game did Quentin Miller. To be fair to Quentin, he wasn't a top-of-the-line artist. Maybe he's a top-of-the-line writer. We don't know. He had some type of production on that If You're Reading This Is Too Late. And he can't even celebrate it because his name has been ostracized from the industry. He has no clout. His resume, it's almost like everything he did in the music game, because of a lot of his success, was tied to Drake. And because Drake don't rock with him no more, it's been wiped clean. He's gotten the rap for working with Drake, and everyone's blaming him for leaking out that he worked with Drake. And a lot of people that I've talked to about the situation, they swear Quentin Miller didn't leak out this information. It was Drama Cannon or someone else that leaked that information to Meek on that very infamous night on Twitter that I will never forget. Again, Quentin Miller talks about how his life has been turned upside down all because someone else ran their mouth using their name in a record and in a series of tweets. I thank you guys so much for the time, love, support. I don't take it for granted. Here's a quick news break with yours truly, Mr. TALIAFERRO. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids, they tuned in.
We locked in right now, Mr.
TALIAFERRO.
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You're watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.